It is finally happening. The first channel group ride and a flock will be gathering on Sunday, April 3rd, meeting up at 8 o'clock a.m. and we're gonna roll out at 8:30, and it's gonna be in Laguna. Now, why would I make it in Laguna when I put up a whole voting poll and that was the one choice that came in last? Well, Aliso was the #1 choice, and the weekend before, there's actually an Aliso Takeover group ride happening. So I will put details down below in the description. I encourage you to check that out if you want to ride Aliso with a big group. Now, Laguna is a great place for a variety of skill levels, and my hope is that this would be more inclusive for a variety of riders. And the loop we're going to do comes from the outsider Tony De Silva, and it's going to start with Missing Link to Fenceline to Lizard to Camarillo to Stagecoach, and it will take us right back to where we started at the Willow staging area. Now, what's so important about this group ride to me, beyond the fact that it's the first one for the channel, is that the video of the group ride I will release on Monday, April 11th, which will be the 26th anniversary of the day I woke up from the night I wanted to take my life. I know that we all ride for a variety of reasons, physical health as well as mental health. I want this group ride to be one where we can breathe mentally, get around a good community and get around great people and just have a blast. So that's going to be the video on Monday, April 11th, and I'm stoked that you're all going to join me for that one. And if you can't make that ride on Sunday, stick around for the video because you might appreciate this loop for yourself. Now, this ride is open to everyone, so please feel free to invite your friends, share the video. I'll also be posting details about this ride on my Instagram account, so you can tune in there if you just want to keep up to date on what's going on with it. And you never know who's going to show up to this ride. Not only will you get to connect with some people in the community, but there could be some other YouTubers there, as well as Gravity Bicycles will have their truck out that day. And they're just such a great shop and awesome people to meet, so they'll have some gear on hand, and if something goes wrong with your bike, they're there to help you fix it. By the way, if you got yourself a flock jersey, feel free to wear that on the ride. That would be super dope and it would make my heart smile. If you haven't gotten one of those, you can get it right here. There's a link down in the description below. But look, you don't have to wear a flock jersey. I really want you to be you, so go ahead and represent yourself, your favorite people, or even your favorite crews. Wear whatever floats your boat. We're all gonna be meeting up in the Willow staging area, not up at the top at Coastal Peak Park, but down at the bottom of the Willow staging area. And that's because this loop will take us right back there as soon as it's over. And if you've never been there before, the Willow staging area is paid parking. I believe it's $3. It might be a little more on weekends. If you know, leave me a comment down below and we'll get that sorted out for everybody. Now, when you show up, if that lot is full, there is also street parking right next to the lot. So all you have to do is either find street parking or a place in that lot. And again, we're gonna have about 30 minutes. We'll meet up at 8 and we'll roll out at 8:30. Hopefully that'll give you all time to show up and we can head out. Now, the ride is actually gonna start out with kind of an atrocious climb. There's a short punchy part at the very beginning when we head out from the Willow staging area that really gets your blood pumping and you're gonna get warmed up right away. After that though, the climb kind of mellows out and is pretty steady, and that will take us all the way to Missing Link. Along the way, there's some great views. You're going to be able to meet some people and connect before we drop in for our first downhill. Now, we're going to be going at a social pace, meaning nobody's going to be left behind on this ride. I really want to make sure that you all feel welcome, so we're going to wait for each and every one of you before we start our first downhill on Missing Link. If you've never done Missing Link, it's a solid blue trail, and it's a really great one for a variety of riders. So if you're a beginner rider, it'll help you step your game up a bit. But if you've been in the game for a while, then I think you're just going to enjoy the flow and the tech bits of Missing Link. Now, it can be loose in some sections, so be aware of that. And Missing Link is going to connect us to the green trail Fenceline. Fenceline is really fun. There's a lot of flow to it, and when we get done with Fenceline, it'll set us up well to hit the beginning of Lizard. Lizard is ranked as a black trail, and I do believe that's because that first 25% of Lizard at the beginning is more technical, and it's a lot of fun. This is a super popular trail. Now, after that tech part of Lizard, it actually mellows out quite a bit and goes into flow. There's a nice break in the middle before we pick up the rest of that flow towards the end of Lizard. It's great, you'll be in a canopy, so if you are hot that day, it's a great chance to cool off and have some fun. When Lizard is over, we're gonna hang a left and make our way to Camarillo Trail. Now, along the way, there is gonna be a little bit more of a climb there, but there's some great break spots underneath the overpasses that have a lot of shade. You can fill up on water, have a snack there before we dive into Camarillo. Now, Camarillo is filled with switchbacks, and it does have ruts on on it, and it's such a sleeper hit of a trail because it's on the other side, so I don't know how many of you actually hit it, but it's actually a blast. And right in the middle of Camarillo is a super fun rock tech section. And we can absolutely slow down there for those of you who have never hit it, so you can assess the lines, have a go at it. For those of you who do know what you're doing, you know how much fun it is to thread the needle and go over that chunk. The last part of the loop will be Stagecoach. Stagecoach is filled with some downhills, some uphills, and more switchbacks. What's so cool about Stagecoach is it feels like it just changes as you go. It goes from being more out in the sun to under the underpass to more canopied before dropping us right back at the Willow staging area where we began. Now, with any group ride, of course, ride at your own risk. I don't accept any responsibility if somebody gets injured. This is just a chance for us all to connect and hang out on the trails. Obviously, helmets will be required, and I encourage you to bring plenty of water and have a snack that you can eat along the way. Okay, so again, all the details for the ride will be down in the description below. Share this with your friends, invite everyone along, and once again, on my Instagram, I'll also be posting details of this ride there, so you can share that there as well. Looking forward to seeing you all. Until then, peace and love.
Say what you want, say what you will. I miss the ride that I knew. All of this heaven exploding above is a beautiful mess. It's you.